All right, now look, today I'm going to show you guys a recipe for a chocolate chip cookie that honestly, if you leave this out for Santa Claus, you will probably get a brand new car because these cookies are absolutely insane. I found this recipe online a few years ago and I've just kind of been obsessed with it ever since. I've only made like a few tweaks to the original recipe. I can't remember who the original creator was, but I've just become obsessed with these cookies. You're going to need flour. You're going to need salt, of course, cornstarch, some dark brown sugar, regular white sugar, of course. Now, for me personally, in this particular recipe, I'm going to be using milk chocolate and a blend of dark chocolate. Try your hardest to get the best quality chocolate that you can. I promise you it does make a difference. You're going to need some Maldon flaky salt, of course, to top it, baking soda, baking powder, salted European butter, salted butter. Don't forget that. That's key. And of course, you're going to need some vanilla extract, 2 large eggs, room temperature. And that's pretty much everything you need. You see that? You see that? You see that? You see that? Don't ask me for the damn ingredient list. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to melt down our butter, but we're not just going to melt down the butter, honey. We're going to brown that butter. This process can take anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes over a low heat. Just keep mixing it until it takes on this beautiful caramel color. And I promise you, making your butter into brown butter truly does enhance the taste of the chocolate and everything. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm mixing all of the flour, the cornstarch, the salt, baking powder, baking soda, all of that in a separate bowl. I'll put those exact measurements up on the screen for you. So that way, when we start to add the dry to the wet, we don't overwork the batter. So right now, I'm adding in that brown butter to my white sugar and my brown sugar. I'm going to give that a beautiful whisk. Then I'm going to start to add in 1 whole egg and just 1 egg yolk. I'm adding in my vanilla. Give that a good mix as well. These cookies are super, super easy to put together. And then once you get all of that mix, it's going to, oh my God, I'm trying to tell y'all, the smell in this house was absolutely insane. I'm running all of my dry ingredients right now through a whisk, through a sifter, I'm sorry. So that way I can make sure that I get out any clumps or lumps in it. The only thing that should be left in that is going to be that coarse salt that we added. And then you literally can just dump that coarse salt directly into the bowl because, of course, you need that. But this is just to make sure that there weren't any lumps in the flour itself. Now you just want to gently, carefully start to mix this batter together. You do not want to over mix this cookie dough. This cookie dough is super, super, super butter forward. So unfortunately, these are not cookies that you can bake on the same day. You have got to make sure that you refrigerate them. If you try to bake these cookies the same day, they are not going to cook properly. That butter has to have time to harden back up so that they can bake down evenly. I've gone on ahead and chopped down 1 bar, so that was 4 ounces of the milk chocolate, and I've now added in 1/3 of a cup of the dark chocolate chips. That blend of dark and milk chocolate, for me, I found this is the perfect balance of sweetness and slight tartness. It's just absolutely everything. Now I'm kind of folding it in. And as you guys can see, like I said, this is super butter forward cookie. Now I've put this in the refrigerator. After I make up all of the dough, I'm going to put these actually in the fridge. And then I'll bake them the next day. Pro tip, if you want, you can actually form up your cookie dough balls, put them in the freezer, and then whenever you want cookies, you can just kind of just plop them out. But I get all of my cookies nice and prepped, place them in the fridge so that they can kind of solidify a little bit. And then whatever cookies I don't want to bake that day, I would just go on ahead and freeze the rest of them. I'm going to take this other 4 ounces and then just put a little piece of chocolate on the top, of course, for aesthetic purposes. Then the next day, honey, when I am ready to cook these, I place only 2 of them in the oven at a time because I'm only baking them for myself. Baby, I cook these bad boys for about 13 minutes. Allow them to cool on the rack for about 2 minutes before you transfer them over to the wire rack. Immediately put a little bit of the flaky salt on top. And when I tell you, these cookies are some, if not the best chocolate chip cookie I have literally ever had in my life. That brown butter enhances the quality of this cookie so much. They're so soft and chewy. You don't want to overbake them. They're just absolutely fabulous. And like I said, I only made 2 of these. The rest of these, honey, I put them in a bag, froze them, and now I'm going to have chocolate chip cookies whenever I want them. I hope you guys enjoy and try it out. Bye.